Got him! This week I'm on a North Queensland fishing adventure, taking on the best that Cairns has to offer.
Oh, here we go. Fish on, fish on!
From the depths of the Great Barrier Reef
I know, you've been trying to catch him on popper all morning with no luck.
to the pristine Jungle Rivers.
There's about a 3 metre saltwater crocodile between us and the fishing spot.
I'm fishing with adventurer Jack Strickland as he shows off his great northern playground. Come on.
Get up on there, it's the Jungle Perch! Yeah, good stuff, mate.
Bloody Queenslanders.
Mate, I think it's amazing you've managed to catch a fish that looks just like you.
And along the way, I show this cocky young Queenslander how it's done. Just pull the hooks on mine. You've learnt from the amount of fish that I've lost.
Master!
Look what he's done to me, mate. That's just pure sabotage.
You been casting long? Woohoo! Fishing is my life. It's in my DNA. From above the water and below the surface. It's who I am. Oh, yeah! Join me as I travel the world in search of the most insane fishing experiences on the planet.
Oh, you got sharks under it too.
Oh, no! Uh-oh, this is not good. A croc out of nowhere comes in, smashes my barra.
Oh, yeah!
You're in for it now, buddy. Oh, yeah! How good is that for a Mackie? Look at the size of it. Get in the boat, Alex, and straight to the boat. I'm Al McGlashan, and this is Fishing with Mate. Woo-hoo-hoo! I'm heading to Cairns, in tropical North Queensland, the gateway to Australia's Great Barrier Reef. Cairns has a very special spot, not just in Australian fishing history, but internationally, because they catch more 1,000-pound marlin here than anywhere else in the world. But today, we're not chasing marlin. How you going? How are you?
mate. Alex. How you going?
Bloody beautiful. I'm catching up with young Cairns adventurer Jack Strickland and his skipper Alex, and we're heading straight out the front for pelagics. So what's the plan, Jack? What are we doing?
Mate, I just had a chat to the skipper. I think we're going to go out and chase the Spanish mackerel early on the trolling gear. And then fingers crossed we can tick that off the list and then go chase the GT on the popper.
Beautiful.
And mate, if that doesn't go to plan, I'll show you what we do up here in North Queensland. We'll jump in and have a bit of a spear with them.
Now you're talking.
Fishing the Great Barrier Reef is just such an amazing experience. You don't know what fish you're going to pull in. If one of those lines go off, it could be a big Spanish mackerel or it could be a beautiful coral trout. There's so much variety on the reef. That's why I love it.
Watch and learn, McGlashan. Watch and learn, mate.
Jack might be younger, marginally better looking, possibly a little bit fitter. But at the end of the day, if you want to win a competition, it's all about skill, and you get more skill with age.
Mate, just putting this this bait on the outrigger to spread it out a little bit so it doesn't tangle up with the other ones. And I just set it up with a rubber band so once a fish does jump on, it just breaks away. And oh, here we go, fish on, fish on!
Oh, man!
Take notes, McGlashan.
Jack's rod screams. You know what? It screams in the wrong way. It stopped and then started fighting down deep. This was no Spaniard. I'll just wind over here a bit more.
Get out of it, mate.
It's a Mackie.
Mac
Little
tuna.
Mac tuna. Hey, they don't even count, so that's all right. All right.
The Mac tuna, they're a great sports fish. They're not great eating though, unfortunately. So a fish this size can actually be trolled out the back for a big marlin. So we kept him.
1-0, McGlashan. How good's
Doesn't
that,
count. No, it's only bait and it doesn't count.
mate? Yeah,
And if you're happy with that, I'll catch the real stuff, don't
Mate,
you worry.
We've got to start somewhere, and that's 1-0 as far as I'm concerned, mate.
I'm not even going to talk about it anymore. Travelling around Queensland, it's impossible not to notice the buzz that's created around the new net-free fishing zones. The zone covers the entire Cairns region, encompassing Trinity Bay. And according to local anglers like Jack, it's already had a big impact.
Oh, massively for the better, mate, for recreational fishermen, especially the inshore stuff with the queenfish and barramundi and salmon.
A
meter queenfish a couple of years ago was unheard of, whereas now we're catching them on the regular, off the wharfs and all that kind of thing. And that is stemming out to the Great Barrier Reef as well. The queenies are going out and providing a huge food source for all the bigger fish out there.
Net-free fishing zones are brilliant because they actually enhance the fishery. This means there's more fish for recreationals. So not only do you get more recreational fishing, catching more fish, but you create regional boom in tourism. I'll go a queenie, meet a queenie, that'll do me.
Yeah.
I don't want your mac tuna though.
Take anything you get, mate. Anything you get.
Trolling proved to be a bit slow, so we decided to change tactics and we headed to the reef edge to start throwing poppers. The technique for casting poppers along the reef edge is all about positioning the boat. Get the boat just in casting distance and then punch those poppers in there and work them back out of the shallows into the deep water. And right on the edge, that's where the GT's. On just my second cast, I've worked my big Halco rooster popper right off the edge and there is an explosion of white water. Oh, yep, got him!
Oh, fish on! Yeah!
Come here.
Pressure on him, mate. Keeping pressure.
Come here. What is a mackerel, is it? Done him. Oh.
Bummer, mate,
That was a big
bummer.
mackerel, eh?
Yeah, it looked like a mackerel.
Hooking a big Spaniard is really rare in such shallow water. But the problem is, staying attached, that's even harder.
It's going to be a long day for you if you keep dropping them, mate.
Bloody hell.
You had your chance there, mate.
There's no time for sulking. I was straight back into the casting and hooked up again. Only this time, it looked like either a coral trout or a big red bass. Oh. Bit close to the reef, I think. The problem is, I'll never know because it drilled me straight into the reef. I lost everything. I just felt it and just went...
You're finding a different way to lose a fish every time, mate. So with the competition at this stage, I'm 1-0 up against Al. He's had a few chances, but he just keeps blowing them, so I'm feeling quietly confident.
So at this stage of the game, things were not looking too bright for me. I hooked two really good fish and I'd lost both of them. So Jack was still in the lead with one measly mac tuna. Time for a change of tactics. I can't believe you trust me enough that I'm actually tying the knot on your rod.
I know, I'm putting a lot of trust in you there, mate.
Bloody hard work. I'm a nice bloke, I go and tie his knots for him, you know. Obviously they can't do a lot north of the border and, you know, and then I hooked the fish and just unlucky, you know, it wasn't obviously a lack of skill. I still got into it and hooked up the biggest fish of the day. And I felt sorry for him, I suppose. That was part of it.
You've sabotaged this, haven't you, Al?
You been casting long? Oh,
So
great, mate.
I trusted Al tying me knots for a little bit earlier, and look what he's done to me, mate. That's just pure sabotage. Typical Victorian, mate. He's playing dirty, and I just know he's worried, mate. Once I get my own knot in this line...
You do fish right in your spare time.
Well, I don't normally have other blokes on board tying knots through me line, mate.
Yeah, well, you should have let me near your gear for starters. And while nature-loving Jack was sorting out his bird's nest, I seized the opportunity to get my Halco rooster popper into the strike zone.
Yep. Oh, he's on. Beauty, beauty. Bugger.
Oh, we're looking at that edge, going, oh, it's got to be one on there. Instead of doing the GT thing and charging back in the reef, this fish went down. Then it came up, and you wouldn't believe what it was.
Big cod.
It's a big, dirty cod.
Big cod.
It still counts.
Big cod.
That's why I wasn't fighting when I came off the edge. Look at that.
He's a big cod.
The flowery cod, or flowery rock cod as it's officially known, is found right around the northern half of Australia, and it can grow to almost 1 metre in length.
Mate, I think it's amazing you managed to catch a fish that looks just like you.
It's got a mouth like me too.
He eats like you by the looks of it.
The only thing different is he's quiet.
Yeah.
Well, it was pretty good catching him on top water.
Yeah, it was, mate. Seeing the strike, he smashed it, didn't he? And he actually did well to keep him out of the reef there, mate. Oh, well, 1-1, mate.
Mine's bigger.
I better start trying now.
The water was so inviting, we couldn't resist. So instead of just fishing, we decided to jump in because Jack loves his spearfishing. So we went and find ourselves a trout. Spearfishing really is underwater hunting. You know, it's highly selective and it's a real skill to sneak up, to stalk those fish and get within shooting range.
So I was swimming around this reef edge and I had my eyes open for a coral trout, hopefully. That was top of the menu. And this little reef edge was a bit of a cave system there, and I saw the telltale signs of a trout silhouette. It was just staring right at me, and I knew this was the fish I was going to get. So a little duck dive down, I lined him up and managed to get a perfect shot and put his lights out.
How beautiful is that, mate? Well done.
Thanks, mate. Fresh, straight from the Great Barrier Reef. That's a beautiful coral trout.
And you stoned him.
I did, mate. Yeah, straight through the brain, which is where you're aiming for, and that just turns his lights out, and he's coming home for dinner, I reckon.
You know what? It's really selective, isn't it? You know, there's no bycatch, there's nothing else. You just get dinner, and that's it. And it's all, you do it yourself. That's what I love. The fact that you can get out here, get your dinner, and take it home.
And mate, I know you've been trying to catch him on popper all morning with no luck.
Why does it come back to that?
At first dive, mate, I found the one we're after. So, beautiful.
Yeah, but I've only got a camera, so it doesn't count, right? Just so we're clear.
Yeah, I'll give you that, mate.
Later in the day, we went back to trolling. And you know what? Jack hooks up again. And this time, it's a shark mackerel. Well, I'm going to give you one thing. If I wanted someone to catch bait for my marlin fishing, you are the right man for the job.
And mate, if I wanted someone to catch nothing at all, you are the right man for the job.
That wasn't quite what I had planned as the response for that.
The fishing out on the reef was admittedly a little bit slow, so we decided to make our way back towards the mainland, but stopping in at Fitzroy Island. We're going to throw a few poppers and hopefully we can get Big Al a big GT to finish the day.
Now, this is my specialty. All I need is one fish to even the score. We get the bite.
Oh, yes!
The only problem is, it's bloody Jack.
Come on, you bugger.
Oh, it could be trouble.
Come on, you bugger. GT, they hit 1,000,000 miles an hour. There's a huge explosion, and he took off straight towards the reef edge. So I had to give him everything I had to try and turn him away from that edge.
You tinner.
Come on, you big bugger. Al, I knew it was only a matter of time right on that point there, mate. There was so much pressure there. I knew there was a GT in amongst it.
Oh, there was pressure, all right. I was feeling the pressure.
Yeah. You beauty. Yes.
Mate, finally a GT.
I know, I would have put in, between us, maybe 5,000 casts today, and finally, mate, persistence paid
The
off.
important part, and this is probably the essential part, is the fact that you might have, you know, you've learnt from the amount of fish that I've lost, so you finally caught a fish on a popper. I think that's good.
Learnt from your mistakes, mate, and I've outdone you there. Well, there we go, mate. We'll leave it 3-1 today, and we'll head to the freshwater tomorrow and see how you go up the streams, mate.
Jesus. Oh, is it a fresh start or is it I'm losing already?
Yeah.
It was great fishing the blue water with Jack.
How big does he look, mate?
I'm going to make him look tiny. One of the best things about the Cairns region is the variety of fishing on offer. Day 2 of my tropical far North Queensland fishing adventure begins with Jack taking me deep into Jungle Perch territory.
Once I heard Al hadn't caught a Jungle Perch, I had the most special spot in mind. My mate Aaron is a bit of a guru of these waters, and he was going to take us in search of a Jungle Perch. He's well behind in the fishing comp we got going, mate, but he's desperate to catch a Jungle Perch.
Well, yeah, that's what I've been told. We're on the hunt for the Jungle Perch, and
If I catch a Jungle Perch, I win, right? Just so we're clear. If I get the jungle,
like
I win. Any adventure, there is always a catch.
But first, we do need to cross a bit of a river here with a large reptile.
Hence why we've got...
Yeah, we've got the double barrel shotgun as the safety measures this afternoon, so we'll let off a couple of warning shots here.
In our mind, Aaron had talked up this beautiful freshwater creek full of Jungle Perch. The only thing, there's about a 3-metre saltwater crocodile between us and the fishing spot.
That should keep them away, fellas.
Or angry, I'm not sure which, but we'll work with that. Right. And I'm just hoping that croc swam in the right direction, which is the opposite one to us.
The number one rule in these waters is don't go into the water, but we needed to get to the other side, so we thought our best chance to avoid the crocodile was go where there was fast-moving water and jump in and just go for the clutch and go as fast as we could and get across.
I admit, I'm nervous getting in this river. You can see a bit of the bottom, but the minute you step out into the rapid, the current gets you and rips you downstream. If you can't keep your balance, you're going to end up in the deeper water. And that's the one place you don't want to be.
We'll get washed downstream pretty quickly. I turned around to see how Al was going. He was flapping around. It looked like he was struggling a little bit.
Finally, we battle the rapids and get across to the other side. And then we get around the corner, and here is the most beautiful little creek I have ever seen. There's little rock drop-offs, little waterfalls, and best of all, the sooty grunters, jungle perch swimming around everywhere. Now I'm the guest, so I get the first cast, right?
All right, mate, I'll let you have the first one.
When it comes to fishing for JPs, it's all about stealth. Now, you're only going to get 1 or 2 casts into each pool, so you've got to make it count. So it's small lures, it's light leaders, and it's accurate casting. Go at the top, you reckon?
Yeah.
Ooh, I want that bloody open bit again. I cast in first. As soon as my lure hits the water, this jungle perch comes out of nowhere and hits it.
Oh.
Yep, got him on. How good?
Oh, they're all chasing it.
Look at the one behind it.
Oh, there's a monster behind him. Chasing
Have
it.
another cast in there. All of a sudden, Az hooks up the big jungle perch.
Yes!
Oh, yes! Oh, you got the bigger one.
he's off, he's off.
He's on. Oh, oh, I've just pulled the hooks on mine. As I'm watching him fight that into the bank, I completely forget about my fish. That falls off. And I turn around, Az has got this jungle perch, one of the biggest I've ever seen.
What do you reckon, Al?
That is the best. Even though I lost that fish, that's the best bit of fishing.
That's
Did you see him come up? He's following my one and I'm hooked. And I'm going, that's even bigger.
Yeah, he was sitting about half a metre behind yours, wondering what was going on, and then I just put a cast on the back side of him.
And boom, you're on.
He's one of the fattest ones I've seen. He's well fed.
That is absolutely awesome. Apart from the fact that I've never caught a jungle perch, they're a very special species. They're only found in far North Queensland. But what makes them so unique is where you find them, because it's the most pristine environments, these little mountain streams, crystal clear water, and to get them, you've got to earn them. You've got to walk in. Have a look at that.
There's one
There's
coming
something
right out
there. At the next hole, I've got the first cast in, and instantly I've got a sooty grunter.
Oh, what is he?
Bloody
Yeah, you're
hell.
going to lose this one, mate.
I'm friggin' going down the rapids already.
Oh,
I just want to catch the damn thing so I've got some points on the board. And would you believe it? This time, I landed.
Oh, good stuff. He's on the deck.
Yes! Sorry, I didn't want to wreck the...
What's
Look
the
at
score? What's the score now, boys?
3-2, and you are seriously getting concerned. How good was that little score? If he cast across and he just nailed it.
Yeah, mate.
Like a beast.
Oh, I wouldn't say a beast. He's pretty cute. I'd give you half points for a fish that size, mate.
Half points. Half points more than you've got.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's on the board.
Touche, mate.
As good as sooty grunters are, I want a jungle perch.
What do you reckon, Strick? Do you think he's going to land the fish this time round?
Mate, I could just see it. He's going to hook one, carry on like a pork chop. Big JP, look at me, and drop it at his feet again.
Mate, so not going to even the score, hey?
Nah.
Watch and learn.
This cast will be the deciding factor, mate.
Oh, yep.
Oh.
Back on!
Yeah, I didn't
Second
What are you
time
calling
lucky.
him? I didn't see it. What are you calling it?
I don't know, I didn't see it either. It's a JP, I think.
He hasn't landed it. Oh!
JP!
He's a jungle perch! He's a jungle perch!
Surely that can't count as your first jungle perch.
May have only been about the same size of lure, but you know what? I finally caught a jungle perch.
You're kidding. So
It's a good-looking fish, though.
you're going to let it go?
It's got to count. It's his first jungle perch. It's 3-all.
3-all.
Now it's game on.
Let the games
It's game
begin,
on, guys.
mate. You can tell just how big this fish was. Al didn't even stop for a photo. The fish went straight back into the water, and he wanted the win. He was coming home with a wet sail. Time to get serious. He didn't even make a splash. He was that small, Al.
Come on, guys. The heat is on.
It's come down to the wire. Next fish wins. Come on.
Al and I are casting like there's no tomorrow. Al's going far and wide, trying all these different tactics.
Oh, he's hung over the tree.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Let's go and get one.
Even put one up into a tree. I don't know what his plan was there.
I can't even see where it is. There was no sympathy from Jack.
Bottom of that rapid. Al, get your lure in the water, mate. The winning fish. Oh, Strick's on. Al, get in there.
The little poacher charges straight in, casts the perfect shot
You beauty!
and hooks up.
Get up on there, it's a jungle perch! Yeah, good stuff, mate.
Bloody Queenslander.
Oh, you beauty!
So, Al, mate, it was 3-all. We said next fish wins. That, to me, mate, it looks like the next fish.
They are such awesome little creatures.
I might get him back in the water, mate.
Send him home.
Fishing far North Queensland has been an amazing adventure. From the blue water to those little jungle creeks, the fishing opportunities are amazing. He cheated and jumped the rocks. He was in front of me and he shouldn't have.
Typical whinging Victorian, mate.
Come on.
Last cast, mate. Gone to my old faithful, the little laser pro.
Under that overhanging branch, you got a pretty good chance of getting the final fish. We'll see how we go.
Make way.
Show us
Professionals
what you got,
coming
Al.
through. One last cast.
That was good, mate.
You still rolling?
Yeah.
Was he?
Do you fish for a living?
Why is that always on there?